On Thursday in the U.S., the Dow Jones collapsed by 999 points.
That's right.
The most ever in U.S. history. And here's a clip from Chicago trading pits and the S&P futures pit.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a real guy. What do they call this? A cry?
Open outcry.
Open outcry.
Mm-hmm.
Check this out.
At a stop right here at 45 or 50. I mean, but that's way too much. What is it? Is it 75 then or what? What'd you say? It was 1050 something? 1053. So 90 handles? That's too much. Right. That's way too much. 4 even bid here now, guys. 40. You're talking about 1,000 Dow points. You know, it's just too much. 13 even bid here now. Once again, I'm at 13 even bid now. 13 halves are trading right now. All right, guys. Sorry about that. There's nothing I can do about that, guys. Once again, on it for you here in a big way. Paper came in. Huge paper sellers coming through here, guys. We got fast market up on the boards here once again. We have seen some big paper sellers coming in. It all started out up above around 38 even here now, guys. Talking about 25 handles of solid sell-side activity here, guys. They have just peased the limit down, and the S&Ps would be 1053 even. So we still have a solid 60 handles of range left. Here they come to sell them again. 9 halves trade 9, 20 trade 9, evens trade here now, guys. 8 halves are trading as well. Once again, guys, we are big time even bid here now, guys. 72 even offer, 68 even trading.
So, you know, my comment is that May 6th, 2010 will be remembered as a day that lived in infamy.
That's right. Well, you call it a terrorist attack, but
It's the first domestic financial terrorist attack. Unequivocal. There's been a few before that where there was some question as to whether that was really an actual domestic financial terrorist attack. But this is the first unequivocal domestic financial terrorist attack in American history, May 6, 2010. This is a market attack, financial weapons of mass destruction, and basically now we can break it down into its component parts, and we can see quite clearly what's happening. We know that on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, 70% of the volume is what's called program trading. This is computer trading. Computers trading with each other per algorithms, per programs that are fed into the computer in advance. They trade with themselves. So computers are buying and selling with other computers. It takes up 70% of the volume. Now, of that 70% of volume, whether that's program trading or high-frequency trading or flash trading, a preponderant majority of that action is conducted by Goldman Sachs and J.P. Morgan and 2 or 3 other banks in New York. Now, what this gives these banks the ability to do is change the direction of prices in any way they want to change prices. Now, what we saw on May 6th was a situation where there was a vote in Washington as to whether to break up the too-big-to-fail banks. Now, all these Congress people and senators are big stock owners themselves, either through exchange-traded funds or through mutual funds or through blind trusts or through buying and selling stocks. And so they're stakeholders in the criminality that goes on Wall Street. Now, to stop this vote from going against the financial terrorists, the programs were set to create a 1,000-point drop. And this is very simply done by simply of that huge volume that is in the hands of computer programming, computer program trading and high-frequency trading. It's simply just a matter of removing some of the orders. Some of the buy orders. Just remove some of the buys from your huge program trading. And so any sell order that comes along finds that there are no buyers, and very quickly prices start to fall apart. Now here's where the beauty comes in. This is really the beautiful thing, because this is really like something out of the Manchurian Candidate. Because the second prices start to go down, then you've got an army of 100,000 or more day traders who watch Jim Cramer on CNBC or who follow Joe Wiesenthal over there at Insider Business Insider, he's updating every 5 or 10 minutes on his site. He's a day trading guy, kind of a guy. Bloomberg, the Bloomberg terminals, there's over 100,000 of those around the world. The second prices break out of a very narrow technical range of prices, it immediately, computers are flagged, whistles go off, people see something. And then you've got an army of 100,000 day traders and hedge funds and mutual fund managers start to follow the prices down by submitting their own sell orders. So they then supply all of the real orders that are driving the prices down after Goldman has changed the direction of the market using the manipulation of their high-frequency trading program. So you don't need to be responsible for all the orders on the way down that contributed to a 1,000-point drop. All you need to do is put in a sufficient number of orders to change the direction, and then this triggers this army of day traders to do all your, the outsourcing the fraud to the day traders. They'll do all the work for you. Then, of course, after the drop, when the investigation begins, Goldman can just point to the day traders and say, we don't know why they sold these stocks. We don't know what's on their mind. It's really the perfect crime. It's financially engineered financial terrorism. We know who's doing it. We know why they're doing it, and we know how they're doing it. And we know that if there's any hope of preserving this economy from the ravages of an open cesspool of chaos and anarchy, there needs to be some actions taken very quickly. And we know that's not going to happen because every time a politician steps up to the microphone and suggests ways to stop the financial terrorists from conducting financial terrorism, Goldman hits the sell button. And of course, after in Congress, they voted not to break up the big banks. And Goldman then removes all of the sell orders from their massive high-frequency trading programs so that any buy order that comes along has the outsized magnified impact of driving prices higher. So you saw that prices drop 1,000 points and come back 600 points, all within the course of an hour or two. That was engineered to produce a political outcome to keep the terrorists in control of these markets. It's the first example of unambiguous, uncontested, domestic financial terrorist attack. Basically, Lloyd Blankfein is the Timothy McVeigh of Wall Street, essentially.
By the way, that guy that you heard earlier in the show, Ben Lichtenstein, shouting from the floor of the Chicago Stock Exchange.
Yeah.
Well, he's